action.
Welcome to New Horizons, that's where I work. Lots of things happening in our work, in our workplace. And show you around.
Jolly mariners who loves to take a dram, I'll tell you of a rubber boat who over the sea then come. He's known to let it to the king in the 11th of July, to see if he would accept him if he's jovial company. Oh no, no, said the king, this thing can never be, for I hear you are a robber on the sea. He has built a bonny ship and set it on the sea, with 24 mariners to guard his bonny ship way. And they sailed and she's deadly bright and free, until they saw the king's reindeer come sailing across the sea. While I you hear ye tinkers, ye silly cowardly thieves, while I you hear ye tinkers, and honour king and queen. And they fought from 1 o'clock in the morning till it was 6 at night, until the king's reindeer was forced to take a fight. Go home, ye tinkers, and tell your king to me, all the lady king upon good dry land, I didn't king upon the sea.
Model it. Very cool. So this is Matty Black. And what's this part of the job, Matty?
Just put on the back of the office.
Okay.
This is how you put the timer for this. And so what you do is take that off. Take that off. And yeah, that's how you have it.
Beautiful.
Toilets, wash your hands,
Oh, yeah.
morning tea or lunch.
Wash your hands before morning tea and lunch?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. There's the toilet.
the sorting room. And guys are doing some paper.
Alright, cool, yeah. There's Judd. Doing paper sorting as well.
Yeah, paper sorting. And this Victor, talking about. And there's bins for the sorting room. Yeah. This one is Anthony's office.
Anthony's office?
Yep, and his things and files.
Yeah.
Things, staff and this room is the photocopier room. And we do things like large orders and all that stuff. Farmers some honey.
And this is one of the
One of
farms
the farms
that buys your frames.
by your frames.
No, your frames.
Our frames.
G'day Ian, my name's Glenn, how you going?
Going good.
That's the way mate, good on you. Mate,
Yeah,
those ones there, they look familiar?
yeah.
Yeah. So I put those sheets of foundation in, that plastic foundation. Where is it? That stuff there,
Ah,
that goes in there. And the bees, so they go in like that. Well, that's what they look like anyway. They go in like that. That bar. And just snap in like that. And they just sit in there like that.
cool.
And the bees build a honeycomb on them. But what I do to make them, because that's plastic, and it just sometimes they don't really not that keen on building honeycomb on them. So I see that yellow stuff there. That's beeswax. You can feel it if you want. That's just beeswax, and the bees build on it a little bit better. So this thing here, that's full of beeswax. That's just heating up now, so I'll melt it. Can you feel how warm it is? Yeah, I'll just melt it up. Then I dip when it's melted, I dip them in like that. Dip them in the other side, and you get that wax on the top like that. So the bees like it a bit better. Yeah. So I'll show you one that the bees are built on. Can you see? Get in the sun here. You see the plastic there? You can see the plastic foundation. So see how they built the honeycomb out? You can feel it if you like. It's just been frozen. So that's the honeycomb that they build out on the frame, yeah. So they store the honey in there. That's a better side of it there. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what happens. That's what your frames look like when they've got honey in.
I see.
Yeah. See the honey in it there?
Yeah.
And that's full of honey there. And that's all capped. Dead bee right there. If you look closely, you can see that plastic foundation in there.
Yeah.
And that's got that thick bottom bar that you guys do. So you can fit the foundation in. Yeah. So that's one of your frames. So they're the fronts, they're the beehives there. Can you see the bees going in the front?
Oh, yeah.
Can you see the bees flying in the front? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So each one of those boxes has got about 8 or 10 of your frames in them. all lined up side by side. I'll show you what they look like over there. So they all build onto them.
Yeah.
Just come out, you might be able to have a look inside of this one here. Have a look down here. Can you see the bees in there? Can you see the bees through the window
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Cool, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's really cool. So that's the way you can check on the
Oh,
health of the hive.
that's a flow hive. They've got a window in the side of them, just so people can look. But I
Okay,
take the
yeah.
lids off and look inside, yeah.
Yeah.
So might be able to get a better view of them here, Iain. If you look along the front, you can see them all going in.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna trim the grass for you, mate, but I didn't get around to it. Too much going on. And
Bees everywhere.
yeah, they won't worry you, mate. You can smell a bit of honey in here, that's all. Remember that frame I showed you before had the caps on it, had the wax on the outside?
Yeah.
So I get my knife and I slice the tops off all the caps like that, and all the wax falls into that tub. And I do it the same on the other side. That's why all the tops are taken off them like that. So I take all the tops off there, goes into this extractor. So that sits in there, like that. You put 3 of them in there,
Yeah.
and this whole thing spins around,
Yeah.
and it spins all the honey out, and it goes against the outside of the thing there.
Yeah.
Then it all comes out that tap at the bottom.
Ah.
And then when I get a bucket full, I put it into here, and these are all full of honey. Smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's about 120 litres of honey there, and it's heavy, real heavy. Yeah. All the frames, they sit in there, hang there like that, so there'll be 8 of them side by side,
Ah.
and the bees move up in there and build their combs
I
in them
see.
like that, yeah. Those little ones I was showing you over there that had the queens in them, so that's you'll fit 6 of them in there, like that, 6 across like that.
Oh, yeah.
And the bees go in, put the lid back on there, and the bees go in and out that hole there. See where they can get in there? That's where the entrance is, so. You get a good fire going down the bottom. I just use bits of old bark and stuff off the trees. Put that in there. Get a good hot fire going.
Oh, yeah.
Putting that in.
Jeez, look at it go.
Get that good puffing sound like a steam train.
Yeah.
That's how you want to get it. A bucket of light. And keep putting stuff in there till it's full. Put the lid on. That's your bee gun, smoker.
Ah, cool.
You want to have a go?
That's really cool. Smells like camping.
That's what I smell like all the time.
That or honey.
Yeah, mainly smoke. Yeah. So that just quietens the bees down,
Oh, yeah.
so they don't sting me. Yeah.
Ah.
Or don't sting me as much.
Oh, yeah. They use masks for bees.
Yeah. I think what you mean is this. Now the bee veil. So sometimes I wear it. That just goes on like that. Do it up like that. And put that on like that. And zip it up. and then they can't sting me on the face then,
Ah.
because that really hurts.
Ah.
Makes me go ouch.
Mm.
Yeah, and other things.
There it is. There's the finished product. Local, raw, and real.
Good slogan, eh?
Yeah.
No one else has used it yet. I'm
Oh, no, no.
surprised.
Yeah.